Yeah, whatever I'm being mailed is going to be opened on stream, guy in the chat. So don't embarrass yourself. All right, we're going to go into our next match, guys. This should be a good one. GuMiHo versus Trigger on Red Huset Station. All right, we have GuMiHo in the top right, Trigger in the bottom left. Rad Huset Station. You know, you guys are probably still learning the maps and the map names and everything. This is the map where basically 4 bases are free with 1 defensive location. We saw Riser earlier today with a really sick Tempest build on this map, which looked amazingly good. I would love, love, love to see something like that. Another thing I would love, love, love is a mech build out of GuMiHo because, again, there's like 1 defensive spot. This map looks terrible for Terran Bio. Dude, yeah. It looks terrible for Terran Bio. You know, it looks like a really good map for Protoss, in my opinion. Yeah, I think you got to do something special here, honestly. I'm excited about this, though. Kai Britt, 24 months, 2 years of subbing. Thank you very much, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm loving the new patch so far. The new maps are actually kind of interesting. Like a map like this really does give you. Wait, that's Command Center first. I wasn't paying that close of attention, but Command Center first shows you how big the map is. It's a really long rush distance. The map is super defendable. This seems like a great build from Gumi. And Trigger's gonna look at that and be like, damn.
Mad Cow cheered. X4000.
Dude! Mad Cow! That is a lot of bits, my man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You've been overly generous today. And recently in general. Thank you much, dude. Yeah, I see some people in the chat asking about the new YouTube channel. As of right this moment, it's cast from my Twitch channel. Like we're just kind of like feeling it out as we go. Mapu is basically running the channel and uploading from here. Just kind of choosing the best matches and putting it on. But there might be some other stuff coming there too. Not exactly sure yet, but thank you. Thank you for your interest. Definitely check it out. You can use the command StarCraft 2 if you want to follow it with a link. Yeah. So this build from GuMiHo, fantastic, right? To go directly into Command Center first is going to give him a big boost. We have a Stargate opener here from Trigger. We don't know if this is going to be like Oracle Tempest. We saw that from Riser, and as I mentioned, I didn't really watch any StarCraft 2 this week. So I just don't know if that's maybe a real build on this map right now. Was that a Riser special? I don't know. We'll see. If Trigger does it, then it's something that's been done previously, right? You can't have 2 players doing it in the same tournament. Maybe it's just meta on North America, right? Riser and Trigger both from North America. We'll see, though. I don't see a fleet beacon as of yet, but we'll hold our breath. So right now, Trigger mining out for that 3rd base location. Wants to take that Nexus. Pretty soon, it looks like. What's up, Maples? Good job today. Yeah. Sorry to hear. Yeah, Twilight coming up. Okay, so Twilight right after the Oracle. Interesting. I imagine it's just going to be Blink, and I think it should be a defensive Blink, right? Like, well, actually, there used to be an Oracle into DT build. I don't think that would be good here, but just want to throw that out there. When that build existed, I actually thought it was a very cool build at the time. 3rd Nexus gets started.
What?
2nd gate is on the way.
X345.
What's up? Thank you, Matt Cow. Damn, dude. Appreciate it. Blink on the way. A little tagging going on. Starport coming up here for Gumi. And, you know, here's the thing. GuMiHo is like, he's massing up like it's a normal map. Okay, now I want to talk about this for a moment, right? Because this is one of the most turtleable maps that we've had in years. Again, 1 defensive location for 3 bases as far as ground entry goes. Yeah, you could knock down rocks and mine through those minerals and get through, but you know that's a tall order. Ooh, a nice recall to bring that back for Trigger. But you know, sometimes people play overly greedy on a map like this, and a build like GuMiHo's sometimes can punish that. Trigger's not doing that. Trigger's actually almost playing it not greedy enough, in my opinion. Right? Like he's got like 2-3 gates right now, blink. He made only 1 oracle, and you know, it feels like he's got more than enough that if he stays in his base, he should not die. Robo comes up. Little stasis ward. So GuMiHo with his 3rd command center getting started, but this is after Trigger's 3rd Nexus is done. Dude, you can really see how big the map is as the Oracle flies across, where it's like, well, Oh, that was actually pretty reasonable. He sees pretty much what's going on. Doesn't do a full scout, but backs up instead. GuMiHo moving out with a good amount of Marines. Trigger should have enough that he does not end up dying to this. Now, will he try to do something right here? You could just boost over and drop at the 3rd. That's a possibility. With only 3 stalkers there, yeah, you'd get the unload. He's doing it, man. He's doing it. Look at this. Oh, I think he saw the stalkers. Goes. Oh, yeah. No, that's not going to work. Oh! So this is what I was talking about, where these normal builds, like if Trigger just stays in his base, it's hard to imagine. Like if he had dropped it, he could have unloaded pretty much everything at the 3rd base, but at that natural got totally slammed. I tell you, like, this is a map where I don't think anyone can attack each other. It reminds me of Abyssal Reef, but bigger. If you guys recall Abyssal Reef. So Gumi right now kind of like walking out with his Bioforce. Again, not sure what he's going to do with that. You know, that's a funny thing about StarCraft 2. Like when there's a lot of paths for attacking, you get a lot of action when the map's shorter and everything. I mean, that's obvious. That makes sense. But on a map like this, it's like there's nothing that you gain from trying to attack, because if there's only one path and it's up a ramp, or when you take the 4th base, there's like it's not 2 paths, but there's like 2 sides you can attack from, and they're kind of choked. So it's like, how is any of this ever going to work, I guess is my big question. Second Robo Colossus being made. This game, I think, has, like, this map, you just can't knock it into the late game. Look at this. He's got his photon cannons down. He is finally getting a second forge. Yeah, lost very little so far. The thing is, their economies are both getting so large that even those, you know, it's like, yeah, GuMiHo lost more than Trigger. It's like, well, I mean, it doesn't honestly matter that much right now. That's not something that's going to alter the course of this game, really, at this point. They're both so far into it. Quick move there by Trigger. Wants to keep an eye. Him floating over here, this is very intentional. He knows that that's the weakest spot that he has right now, is the side of his 3rd. And GuMiHo was looking. He's like, yeah, maybe. Maybe there'll be an opening moment to get in there. So Liberator's on the way. Getting vehicle weapons. Huh. 3 more racks. Double forge is going. Second eBay coming up. I mean, really, it's time to transition. Both these guys are at like 170. And again, it like, even if Trigger comes out and attacks, GuMiHo can take these giant concaves. Giant concaves. It is a little bit easier, I think, in a map like this for Protoss and Terran, like without any doubt. which is why I was mentioned before. I wouldn't mind seeing GuMiHo do like a mech type build here. Because like GuMiHo might be able to just completely out control this, but he does have to, you know, you're going to have to control really well. Sets up. Look at this location, man. Missile turrets, sensor tower, huge amount of marauders in the front. So Trigger is going to see this and go around the other side. Still going to be hard. So he's standing behind the planetary right now. You can't attack him with the zealots because they will be wrecked. So what he's doing is pressuring with these colossi. So pressuring with the colossi, it's he's wanting GuMiHo to make a mistake there, but GuMiHo doesn't really. You're not afraid of 3 colossi killing your planetary, truly. Now Prism goes in towards the main. That does put a bit more pressure on. You can see, yeah, can't attack through there at all. And Trigger gonna back up. It's got 3-2 upgrades coming. 2-1 is already done here for Gumi. It starts +2 vehicle and +3 attack. +2 armor already going. Yeah, you can't attack. Like, look, he attacks and he loses like 20 supply. It's like, all right, well, I guess we back up. This is like really funny. It's like watching them like send shit into a minefield to check. It's like, are there still mines there? Oh, yeah, there are. Okay, we can't pass. It's like, yeah, you guys can't attack each other. The layout of this map is like, it is, you know, this is why I was so excited earlier tonight over Riser's game. Because he had a build that really played towards the map where he's like, you know what, we're going Tempest. Tempest is unit number 4. And then Mothership is unit number 5. It was like a crazy game. And it was like a very smart build. And here you can see Fleet Beacon, Carriers, Psystorm, DT Blink. Like, I feel like they're both kind of figuring it out right now where it's like, okay, well, we really can't kill each other. So let's go into like ultra late game. So Fusion Core and double Stargate or Starport here for Gumi. Honestly, I wouldn't mind BCs here. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Look at their banks start to go up. It's like, if you're not replacing units, your bank is going to go up so fast. If your opponent's going for something like Carriers, dude, I think you're going to need the BCs. Now, he could go Mass Liberator. Mass Liberator's legit real good. But I want to see the Battlecruisers, man. It's Gumi. The based Gumi god. There it is. He's getting Yamato. So, yeah. So we're literally going to watch Battlecruisers versus Carriers. What a great time to be alive. Rad who set station, guys. This is gonna be our giant macro map for a year. You're gonna see a lot of crazy games here. This is hilarious. So you see that happen, and you might be like, oh no, he screwed up. Why do you leave those Colossus there? He doesn't even want those. Woo! Didn't see that, but looks like it was good. So, like, I don't know if he sacked those Colossus 100% on purpose or that was some sort of misclick or something, but honestly, well, I'd probably keep the Colossus alive and like shred some Zealots or something like that first, but like you need supply for your carriers, right? Like a lot of the ground army is not that important. So now BCs are coming, double armory BC upgrades. We have +1 air attack here for Trigger on the way. We have 3 carriers making 4th Stargate coming up. Mass command centers for Gumi. I guess the one big problem for Gumi is setting up the 5th base. For Trigger, it's not an issue. As I've been mentioning, this map really does look good for Protoss, in my opinion. You can see him just expand up the side, and he can do cannons, he can do batteries, he can do warp-in rounds, right? Dark Templar, High Templar. You can put a disruptor at a base if you really want. Right? There's a lot of ways to expand and defend those expansions as Trigger. For Gumi, though, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. It's like, do you float down a command center and make a planetary? Well, you can't lift a planetary, so it might die. Also, the more open you get, the harder it's going to be to defend against the incoming Protoss attack. So yeah, there are little issues here that Gumi has to deal with. Okay, we have something happening from Gumi up at the top. The double Battlecruiser. All right, very cool. Very cool. By the way, Prism's speed coming. Also getting those plasma shields going. I like the idea, and he needs to spend supply anyways. All right, so there's the planetary, and this is what I was saying, right? Like, you can just kind of come in and attack this. Now, the 2 Battlecruisers should be doing some damage now. And don't forget, these can just jump out, and there's no real Protoss recourse to that. Like, he can just... Oh, dude, where's the jump? What? I thought he flew those out. Am I crazy? Did he not just fly those out, or did he jump those out? He must have jumped them out? I could have sworn I saw him flying out, but okay, my bad. Loses one. Okay, he jumps some more out, or maybe that's what the idea was. He wanted to jump more in to just kill all that. That's interesting. He could just perpetually jump BCs out there and then clear that side of the map and jump home. That could be a cool idea. A lot of Vikings being made now. We are transitioning more and more towards Sky Terran. Ooh, decent size storm there. A lot of GuMiHo units being picked off. Really, the important units here are the flying units and the ghosts. The ground units, really not that impactful for Gumi. You can definitely see that Protoss having a bit of an advantage here. Now, technically, Battlecruisers can beat basically everything that Protoss has, but there are tactics you can use as Protoss to fight Battlecruisers. There's like certain recalls, Tempest usage, that type of thing that you can utilize. But BCs actually can beat everything Protoss has. I remember when we had that very weird 1 week of BC meta after Nathanius started using mass BCs and TY like mastered it. It was pretty sick. There were some fun games that week. Now some more turrets in center tower coming up. We have 2/2 upgrades as well as +2 plasma. Another pick off there by Trigger. You can see Trigger definitely has a little bit of an advantage. But this is not, again, like the end of the game or anything. The only thing that we're really worried about right now is GuMiHo, not getting that 5th base mining consistently. He does have a 5th base. It's just to the left of this and north. The northwest, I guess. And now he does bring those BCs down. So it looks like he's going to try to trade for a base. Now, this planetary, obviously, he can't really lift off. This is going to end up going down. So, again, the 5th base eliminated. For Trigger right now, he's going to lose the top left, it looks like. But he's got 5, 6, 7 bases after this dies. Okay, so Yamato's that and jumps out. Gonna have to continue that Battlecruiser production. Another siege tank being made. I wonder about that, actually. I wonder, like, Viking BC siege tank, is that going to be, like, the sickest composition? There's not, like, perfect theory crafting of perfect comps, because, of course, your opponent can always kind of counter you. But that sounds pretty solid. You have some siege tanks to zone out High Templars and Stalkers. And then, you have Vikings to help parry the air units. That could kill BCs. Yeah, I like the idea. But look at this. Dude, the siege tanks against these Stalkers and everything. The Archon's trying to tank a bit. Dude, GuMiHo's engaged. Holy crap. Oh my god, that engage. That damage coming out. Jeez. Craziness. Okay. Has Trigger taken the lead? I mean, GuMiHo taking the lead after that, though. How many Battlecruisers does he have, I wonder? Like, he's got an insane setup right now. Just insane. Archons. Honestly, I can't really blame him. Archons do a good job tanking, and if you have something like a swarm of Vikings, Archons can be really good in that situation as well. So 5 BCs flying out. Ooh. All right, some very good side storms. I like these little scuffles we're seeing. They're kind of fun, right? A little bit of a micro battle, a little bit of cost efficiency one way or the other. But not necessarily what's going to end up deciding the game, but can start to tilt the game in a favor, right? 3-3's on the way for these BCs. They're going to the top left again. Now, if he can hold on against this main army and his BCs go ahead and kill everything in the top left, then GuMiHo's in a very good position at that point, I think. Now, the Vikings not being very useful. Oh, man. The Battlecruisers come home, and it does take them a minute, but they start to change that battle immediately. Well, immediately after they warp in, and it can actually attack again. Some side storms coming down from that high ground. That is a lot of stalkers right there. But as the tanks come up, he is going to have to back up. Yeah, the tanks start to absolutely shatter those stalkers. Damn, what a game this one is. More carriers on the way. A Colossi. I don't like Colossi anymore. I wouldn't want any more Colossi, I think. I think Colossi are a weak choice here. All right. Kind of interesting watching the compositions grow. Comes in with, oh, dude, that Prism got totally wrecked. And now Trigger's trying to break him with gateway units, which I'm not so sure about this. Like, the gateway units are pretty good, but against a well-upgraded bio plus the BCs, doesn't seem like this is a very good choice. Like, I think you definitely need some higher level techs here from Trigger. You know, I think Trigger had the advantage earlier on, but GuMiHo really has gotten himself into a pretty good spot with this. Now, that being said, that's a big disruptor ball. A lot of Zealots getting in on top of all of this as well. BCs may have to end up getting out of here. Ooh, just barely gets out. Some Tempest being added in now as well. Heavier Vikings being produced from Gumi. Oh yeah, I forgot that that was a gold base. I don't know why. We never really get zoom ins of that one, but yeah, gonna go ahead, retake this base. GuMiHo is even dropping mules there, not even given a care in the world. It's the fact that mules on gold bases are reek of inefficiency. Zealot's gonna come in, try to surround this immediately. I like the Liberator coming in, but is he gonna save this? I think just barely. Oh God, look at this. GuMiHo's army on some sort of like move command doesn't get there in time to save the planetary, unfortunately. So Trigger will get that kill. If he had saved that, that would have been kind of a big moment there for Gumi. Comes in with BCs. Just murderizing those probes. Yeah, look at this. GuMiHo right now. Floating down another command center for that gold base. Just clearing with his Bioforce. Now, don't forget the Bioforce can't warp back. Trigger has a very funny looking army at the moment. Is going to try to use some Psy Storms to get the repairs off. But GuMiHo is just doing a better job. Trigger still has a bank left. I don't think the game is over right this moment. But it does definitely feel like GuMiHo is making better moves right now. Well, that being said, like, he's pretty low on the medevac energy up here. Should definitely get that medevac energy upgrade. I actually didn't notice if he got it, but that could be useful. I'd like to see that in use. I don't think I've seen it used yet. I love how Trigger just keeps throwing Nexuses down. No problem. Well, some very good Psy Storms going down here from Trigger. But it seems like his army is a little bit flimsy. The Colossi, I don't know that they're really doing their job well enough here. A lot of these Marauders are getting very, very low, but they are going to be able to pick off that Colossi. And in fact, the air unit's starting to take some big damage here as well. Turns around, fights with the Zealots for a moment, pulls them back as the overcharge heals everything up. Both sides falling dramatically in supply. Oh, God. Single DT over here ruining everything. 13 kills. Insanity. That was a pretty wild DT right there. All right, GuMiHo coming in, gonna gun down this Nexus super fast, and of course the Nexus behind it should fall as well. Look at this, his BC's dealing with the bases in the top left, and his army dealing with the bases in the bottom right, making it very, very tough right now for Trigger to keep an actual economy together. Yeah, maybe we had those warp out. Tempest, though, doing a good job kind of countering those BCs lightly. Gonna leave that Ghost behind, deny the Nexus if it tries to come back. Some long distance mining going on. Kind of a wild game. The fact that they're somewhat close in supply still is shocking. The game has been so insane back and forth, like the trading of these very, very different armies with each other. Oh, nuke time. All right. This game truly has it all. Mass battlecruisers, mass carriers, nukes. This is what you want to see. Oh! Get wrecked, Zealots! Oh my god, they got too close to it. GuMiHo once again sending some units to that top left. The DT blink on top of the siege tanks. Love to see it. Doesn't quite work out. A little bit late on the scan there, Gumi. Damn, Zealots are fast. Your ghosts are so tanky. All right, so GuMiHo retaking 12 o'clock now. Battlecruisers down here to make sure this isn't retaken. Look at the Tempest chase them. If they pick one off, that's a pretty big deal. Look at that, getting out immediately. Hopefully they'll go back and repair those up. The banks on both sides are very, very depleted at this point. Trigger doing a bit better as far as mining goes, but I think that is about to switch over to Gumi. As he's landed 12, he should start dropping a lot of mules there. Yeah, there they are. Dude, it's so funny in the late game when you see like 12 mules dropped on a base. The speed with which those minerals get sucked out. Crazy. Yeah, definitely some more cost efficiency here for GuMiHo so far. We definitely saw those battles where that was occurring. I think we have a couple Battlecruisers going across the top of the map here yet again. Battlecruisers seem very good here with the distances. Like the fact that he keeps denying this base. He's denied this base like 5 times with Battlecruisers. Just flies over, screws up probes, sometimes kills the Nexus, and jumps out when he needs to. And again, if you're on top of those Battlecruisers, it's pretty hard to counter his Protoss. You got to be pretty serious about it. Yamato's coming out. So I think he got a Disruptor and hit a Colossus. Definitely going to want to jump out, and does so. Good try. Good try. He was trying to snipe the High Templars there. Did get spotted by the Observer. He got an EMP off, but did get killed off. Nice little storm. Gumi is maxed out here once again. Don't forget, he's down in workers by 18. So not only is he up by 25 supply, he's up by an additional 18 as far as army goes. So that is a pretty significant army supply advantage. Now, Trigger's armies is still pretty good. He's got some splash damage in here. But yeah, this push with the siege tanks, it seems far-fetched to think that Trigger's going to be able to stop this. Now, going after that Nexus, I like it. Just a small group of Marauders. It reminds me of Terran versus Zerg engages against Mass Bane. All right, throws Yamato down, does not kill the Nexus, but up come a lot more units here. We had to bounce out from the BCs. Not exactly sure where they went to. They just bounced back. And GuMiHo trying to overrun this whole army, but hold on. What am I even looking at here? That is a huge amount of bio from the south. It looked like Trigger was starting to hold it, but it's hard to imagine. Oh my God, those storms. Oh, just wild. That was so much bio eaten up by those Psy storms. And now he's going to kill the Battlecruisers too? GG, Trigger takes it. What in the world was that ending? Oh my God. Oh my God.